When making a left turn, by starting the turn before you get to the center of the intersection, you will likely complete the turn satisfactorily. May hit other vehicles on the left side because of off-tracking. Have the right-of-way and can require other vehicles to back up. And the correct answer is will likely complete the turn satisfactorily. A CDL will be revoked if you want to add an endorsement. Your driver's license was revoked due to a conviction in your personal car. You have not paid a toll. And the correct answer is your driver's license was revoked due to a conviction in your personal car. What should be done shortly after a tire has been changed? Stop and check that lug nuts are tight and retighten if necessary. Repair the brakes. Deflate the tire to 10 pounds per square inch. And the correct answer is stop and check that lug nuts are tight and retighten if necessary. Poor weight balance. Improves handling. Makes handling more difficult. Increases the driver's ability to steer. And the correct answer is makes handling more difficult. When taking a driving test, you must supply the type of vehicle you will be using with the CDL. You must supply any type of vehicle, even if it is not the type of vehicle you will be using with the CDL. The testing station will supply the vehicle. And the correct answer is you must supply the type of vehicle you will be using with the CDL. If approaching a railroad track and a train is approaching, you should try to cross the tracks quickly. Back up. Stop and wait for the train to pass. And the correct answer is stop and wait for the train to pass. Which of the following is acceptable? Dual tires that are separated and do not come in contact with each other or the vehicle. Mismatched tire sizes if only used for short trips. Retreaded tires on the front of a school bus. And the correct answer is dual tires that are separated and do not come in contact with each other or the vehicle. Some air brake systems put alcohol in the system to make the brakes work without squeaking. Prevent ice from forming in the brake system. To prevent people from breathing their air. And the correct answer is prevent ice from forming in the brake system. Having ABS on only one axle can be dangerous. Should still give you more control. Will slow the vehicle, but not stop it. And the correct answer is should still give you more control. When backing in an unfamiliar area, using driver side backing is encouraged so you can see better. Is discouraged, because you should look at both sides equally. Is only recommended if it is raining. And the correct answer is encouraged so you can see better. Eating while driving is a good way to save time. Dangerous because it is a distraction. Acceptable for foods that are easy to eat. And the correct answer is dangerous because it is a distraction. After 2 convictions of any state law involving handheld mobile phone use, you will need to cancel your mobile phone service. Your CDL will be disqualified. You will be required to drive 10 miles per hour slower than the posted speed limit. And the correct answer is your CDL will be disqualified. Driving with a cargo of hanging meat in a trailer is discouraged during the summer months. Can be problematic because other animals are attracted to the smell of the meat. Unstable due to a high center of gravity. And the correct answer is unstable due to a high center of gravity. Which is the slipperiest? Ice that is dry. Ice that is wet. Wet pavement. And the correct answer is ice that is wet. When stopping with a manual transmission vehicle, what should you do when the engine is close to idle? Push the clutch in. Push the clutch out. Shift to neutral. And the correct answer is push the clutch in. Mirrors should be checked only when changing lanes. Checked frequently. Checked only if there is a reason to suspect a problem. And the correct answer is checked frequently. What must be on all air tanks with air-braked vehicles? A check valve, a lock, a trap door. And the correct answer is a check valve. The brake linings should be loose, free of oil, soft. And the correct answer is free of oil. Poor weight balance improves handling, can negatively affect handling, will reduce fuel consumption. And the correct answer is can negatively affect handling. When taking a driving test and asked to make a turn, you should only use the turn signal if other cars are present. Check traffic only to your right. Check traffic in all directions. And the correct answer is check traffic in all directions. Using the brakes creates heat. What happens if there is too much heat produced? The brakes may not work. The brakes may squeak more than usual. The brakes will likely brake unevenly. And the correct answer is the brakes may not work. Older trailers do not have spring brakes, which means if the air supply for air brakes leaks away, the trailer will stop normally. The trailer will not have brakes. The trailer will speed up. And the correct answer is the trailer will not have brakes. When using a turn signal, when should the turn signal be cancelled? Before entering the turn, during the turn, after the turn is completed. And the correct answer is after the turn is completed. Drivers of a commercial motor vehicle can use a cell phone, can only use a hands-free mobile phone, can only use a cell phone on rural roads. And the correct answer is can only use a hands-free mobile phone. When driving, creating a text is not permitted, but reading a text is. Creating a text is permitted, but reading a text is not. Neither creating nor reading a text is permitted. And the correct answer is neither creating nor reading a text is permitted. What is a thin layer of ice that forms on road surfaces? White ice, black ice, green ice. And the correct answer is black ice. What does the vehicle inspection report do? Tells the motor carrier about problems that may need fixing. Ensures that the vehicle is inspected regularly. Keeps people accountable for inspecting the vehicle. And the correct answer is tells the motor carrier about problems that may need fixing. If feeling tired and yawning a lot, you should pull over and take a nap. Get some coffee. Drive faster. And the correct answer is pull over and take a nap. What should be done before transporting an over-length load? Acquire special transit permits. Alert fire department along the route. Pay tolls in advance. And the correct answer is acquire special transit permits. When transporting a load, the cargo should be inspected. Only before starting to drive. Only after driving. After every break in driving. And the correct answer is after every break in driving. When applying brakes, the brake should pull to one side. The brakes should squeak. The brakes should not pull to one side. And the correct answer is the brakes should not pull to one side. When driving in winter, which of the following should receive extra attention in a pre-trip inspection? Coolant level and antifreeze. Air conditioning unit. Oil. And the correct answer is coolant level and antifreeze. During the driving test, when asked to make lane change, you should make the change as soon as the examiner asks, without looking. Use your turn signal and change lanes when safe. You should make the lane change as quickly as possible, even if that means cutting off another driver. And the correct answer is use your turn signal and change lanes when safe. If the safety relief valve in the air brake system releases air, the compressor needs more air. There is something wrong with the brakes. You should continue driving. And the correct answer is there is something wrong with the brakes. When checking the windshield, a person should check for all of the following except: sharpen wiper blades. Check windshield wipers for spring tension. Check wiper blades for damage. And the correct answer is sharpen wiper blades. During the driving test, when asked to make lane change, you should not be concerned with other motorists. Use your turn signal and change lanes when safe. You should make the lane change as quickly as possible, even if that means cutting off another driver. And the correct answer is use your turn signal and change lanes when safe. To stay alert while driving, you should eat a heavy meal. Keep the vehicle warm. Have another person ride with you and share the driving. And the correct answer is have another person ride with you and share the driving. Which of the following is not a type of tie-down equipment? Ropes, straps, Velcro. And the correct answer is Velcro. A way to prevent drowsiness is to drive alone, to not exercise, get adequate sleep before the trip. And the correct answer is get adequate sleep before the trip. Rough acceleration is a good way to stay awake on long trips. Is distracting. Can cause mechanical damage. And the correct answer is can cause mechanical damage. What is the number one cause of death and injury in a work zone? Speeding. Slow drivers. Animals crossing the road. And the correct answer is speeding. How many mirrors are required for every registered vehicle? 0, 2, 3. And the correct answer is 2. How much tread should be in every major groove of a tire that is not in front? 1 32nd, 2 32nds, 4 32nds. And the correct answer is 2 32nds. If an aggressive driver is involved in a crash down the road, you should confront the driver. Stop a safe distance from the crash scene and wait for police to tell them of the behavior. Block them in with your vehicle. And the correct answer is stop a safe distance from the crash scene and wait for police to tell them of the behavior. What is the most important reason for inspecting your vehicle? Safety, gas mileage, looks. And the correct answer is safety. What do ABS brakes do? Help you avoid wheel lock-up. Locks up the wheels. Prevents the vehicle from accelerating when going uphill. And the correct answer is help you avoid wheel lock-up. Which of the following is not a good rule when using turn signals? Signal early, signal well before the turn. Signal continuously, do not cancel a signal until the turn is completed. Don't over-signal, if no one is near you, there is no need to signal. And the correct answer is don't over-signal, if no one is near you, there is no need to signal. Convex mirrors cannot be used on vehicles with hazardous materials. Are illegal in most states. Can be helpful in seeing more area. And the correct answer is can be helpful in seeing more area. When should you not use the parking brake when parking? When the brakes are very hot. When the brakes are very cold. When there is snow on the ground. And the correct answer is when the brakes are very hot. If backing a truck, you should rely on the mirrors to guide you. You should get out and walk the area to become more familiar with obstacles. You should look straight ahead. And the correct answer is you should get out and walk the area to become more familiar with obstacles.